If you've ever sat down with every intention of doing something important, whether it's working on a big project, replying to important emails, exercising, or even starting a creative passion, only to find yourself 2 hours later deep in a YouTube rabbit hole or reorganizing your desk instead, please know this: you are not lazy, you are not broken, you are not failing at life. You're experiencing something deeply human. And today's book offers real understanding and compassionate tools to help you move forward without the usual shame and self-criticism. In Procrastination First Aid Kit, the author presents a kind, practical, and insightful guide that treats procrastination not as a moral failing, but as a signal worth listening to. This book doesn't shame you into productivity. Instead, it helps you understand why you procrastinate and gives you gentle, effective strategies to work with your mind rather than against it. If you've ever felt frustrated with yourself for delaying things that matter to you, this summary is written with deep respect for where you are right now. Let's explore it together, slowly and thoughtfully. Why we procrastinate. Understanding the real reasons. Most productivity advice treats procrastination as a simple willpower problem. This book takes a much kinder and more accurate approach. Procrastination is almost always an emotion management problem, not a time management problem. When a task feels overwhelming, scary, boring, or tied to deep fears, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough, perfectionism, or even fear of success, your brain chooses the path of least emotional resistance. It opts for temporary comfort, scrolling, cleaning, or distracting yourself, to avoid the uncomfortable feelings associated with starting. The author explains that procrastination is your mind's ancient protection mechanism. It's trying to keep you safe from emotional pain. Understanding this shifts everything. Instead of calling yourself lazy, you can start approaching procrastination with curiosity and compassion. A gentle reminder for you: every time you procrastinate, there's a good reason behind it. Your mind is protecting you from something. The first step to change is acknowledging that with kindness rather than judgment. The procrastination cycle and how it traps us. The book beautifully maps out the common procrastination cycle that so many of us know too well. Trigger, the task, to emotional discomfort, anxiety, overwhelm, self-doubt, to avoidance behavior, distraction, to temporary relief to guilt and self-criticism, to increased emotional discomfort, to stronger avoidance. This cycle keeps us stuck because each loop makes the emotional barrier higher. The more we beat ourselves up for procrastinating, the harder it becomes to start. The solution isn't forcing yourself with more willpower. It's interrupting this cycle with self-understanding and small, compassionate actions. The first aid tools, practical strategies that actually work. The heart of the book is its first aid kit, a collection of kind, practical tools you can use when procrastination hits. 1. The 5-minute rule. Instead of pressuring yourself to finish the entire task, commit to just 5 minutes. Lower the emotional barrier dramatically. Often, once you start, momentum naturally builds. This technique respects how your brain works instead of fighting it. 2. Body-first awareness. Procrastination lives in the body as tension, tightness in the chest, or restlessness. The book encourages you to pause and notice where you feel the resistance physically. Simply naming it, "I'm feeling tightness in my stomach because this feels scary," often reduces its intensity. 3. Self-compassionate accountability. Instead of harsh self-talk, "I'm so lazy," speak to yourself like a supportive friend. Ask, what's one tiny step that would feel kind and supportive right now? This shifts you from shame-based motivation to care-based motivation, which is far more sustainable. 4. Environment design. Your environment influences your behavior more than willpower. The author suggests making starting as easy as possible, preparing materials in advance, removing obvious distractions, and creating small environmental cues that signal this is work time. 5. Emotional processing. When resistance is strong, pause and ask yourself honest questions. What am I actually afraid of right now? What would make starting feel a little safer? Naming the emotion underneath the procrastination often dissolves a surprising amount of resistance. Advanced mindset shifts for long-term change. Beyond immediate tools, the book explores deeper changes. Perfectionism as procrastination's best friend. Perfectionism creates such impossibly high standards that your brain chooses avoidance to protect you from potential failure or criticism. The antidote is embracing good enough and focusing on progress rather than perfection. Identity-level transformation. Instead of identifying as a procrastinator, start building the identity of someone who takes small, consistent action. Every small win compounds and slowly rewires how you see yourself. Values-based action. Connect your tasks to your deeper personal values. When you remember why something matters to you, natural motivation often appears. A compassionate, empowering message. The author repeatedly emphasizes that self-criticism only strengthens the procrastination cycle. Self-compassion is not laziness. It is the most effective fuel for sustainable change. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are a complex human being doing your best in a demanding world. Every small step you take, even when it feels insignificant, is meaningful progress. If this summary helped you feel understood, gave you some practical hope, and made you feel a little kinder toward yourself, I'd love to know which idea stood out to you the most. Hit like if this resonated. It really helps the channel reach more people who need this compassionate approach. Subscribe to the Bookkeeper and turn on notifications so you never miss summaries that support you with understanding and real tools. Now tell me in the comments, what is one thing you've been procrastinating on lately, and which tool from this summary feels most helpful to try first? Share it below. You're among friends here. There's zero judgment, only support and understanding. Thank you for watching. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You only need to be kind to yourself and take one small step at a time. I'll see you in the next video.